Welcome, Smithsonians. Welcome back. Smith Francois here, the founder of the 4S program. And yes, we are in Africa. No, we're not. Just joking. But we're here in Columbus, Ohio, and I'd like to introduce you to a special guest. I met him last year, and this man is amazing. I don't know much about him, but you can see by his posture, this man's a soldier. He's an advocate, and I'm going to let him talk, all right? So, Mr. Edwards, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
All right.
It's been a while.
Yes, sir. So we met at NALA, New American Leadership Academy in Columbus, Ohio. That was an experience, a year, 6 months to a year. And how was it? Who are you? Where are you from? Before we begin, how are you feeling? First of all, how are you feeling? Let's talk about it.
I'm feeling great. And first of all, thank you for having me here.
Thank you for coming.
So NALA was a great program organized by
Abdi,
by the city Department of Neighborhood.
Yes.
He took us through that great program where we're exposed to understanding the city and how things work,
Right.
so that we can use that knowledge to also impact our various communities that we come into. And that was a great experience. And it was nice learning with you through that program.
Yes.
Yeah, you asked me who am I and how I'm doing. First of all, I'm Edward Sumaila by name. Originally a Ghanaian born, originally from Ghana.
That's what it is. Yes.
Yes, and I've been here in Columbus for about 12 years now, and just trying to put myself out there, seeing the areas and how best I can help myself, my community, and the city in general.
So Columbus, I've been here Columbus since 2017. Why Columbus? I'm from Chicago. I went to Alabama. I don't know your point of view. You're from Ghana. Why Columbus?
Great. So I was born in one small community in Ghana called in the district of Ghana,
Okay.
which is also in the Alpha region. After my university education, my bachelor's in natural science, I did my service, and after service, I was out there trying to get
Military service? What type of service?
So in Ghana, how education system work is after your tertiary education,
Okay.
you have to volunteer to work 1 year. So they have what you call national service, where you volunteer to work in one of the government agencies or private organizations that have partnered with government.
Okay.
So that it's more or less like an internship, but also giving back to or serving government by virtue of that assistance or system that we create.
So it's volunteer or?
It's kind of volunteer because we are paid under how much you should be earning as a graduate. I remember 2011, we were receiving about 500 Ghana cedis,
Okay.
which if you translate it into dollars today, less than $50 a month.
Wow.
So kind of voluntary service, but you are giving that token to at least if you have to use TNT or maybe do some, just to support yourself for the time being throughout that 1 year.
All right. Awesome.
So after that service, I was out there trying to land on a good job when, luckily for me, I won something we call the American Lottery, a diversity lottery. So I won that in 2012, processed that, and that brought me here in 2013.
All right. So before our next part, how many languages do you speak? I know you speak English. What's the?
So I speak a couple of languages. Those that I'm very fluent in, I would say my tribal language, which is called
Kusao?
the tribe is called, but the language is called Kusal. And then the widely spoken language in Ghana, which is I also born in Akan community, so I also speak Akan very well. And then the English, which is also our system, our formal language in Ghana, which is used in our educational system. So that's my third language. That are the fluent ones that I can read and write.
Oh, sure.
Yes.
All right.
But the other, a little bit of French because I learned French in school.
All right.
But I can't speak it fluently. Hausa, if you expect me as a Muslim, I should be able to speak Hausa fluently, not fluent, a little bit of it. And there are some languages in Ghana that looks alike. By virtue where I grew up and my tribe, I'm able to understand some of the languages when they are speaking, but I can't speak that fluently. If I should add that, and I would say more, but I would just limit myself to the three that I can speak.
All right. Awesome. Dang.
Yeah.
I feel salty. I speak Creole, but I cannot write. Or I can read, but I'm very slack, below third grade level.
Amazing.
Wow.
So that's what good about Ghana. We have so many languages, more than 54 languages spoken there, and we are able to coexist and respect each other's culture. And
I want to go to Ghana. I only have American passport. What's the steps to go there? I want to go next year.
It's one of the easiest place to go. I say easiest because the country is welcoming, and a lot of people, we say it's the gateway to Africa. So all that you need is to apply for a visa through the Ghana embassy here in the US. You can apply that through Washington or New York, where we have offices.
Okay.
Apply for the visa. It's a simple process. Pay the fee. Once you have your visa, then you can go. You can have a one-time visit entry, which could be a 3 months maybe entry, or maybe you can have a multiple entry, like 5 years or so. That can allow you to go there multiple times. You want to have that experience, and I know a lot of people organize some trips to Africa, and Ghana have
Okay.
one of the destinations.
I'm going with you, right?
Anytime. Look, I go there every year, and I'm planning to go there maybe in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
Anytime you're ready, just let me know. I can go with you, and you can experience.
I need some sponsors. I'm trying to go with him right now. Hey, I need some sponsors. Like, go to Ghana. Let's help me get Smith says in Ghana. Do you agree? Comment yes. Hey, we're going to Ghana.
Anybody ready should just get his passport.
Wait, how long the visa process? I need to apply now.
I think now with the current regime, I think it shouldn't take you more than a month.
Okay.
You have all your paperwork filled correctly.
Okay.
It shouldn't be that expensive. Just plan. From here to Ghana, plane ticket shouldn't cost you less than $1,500.
So Sonians, y'all here? Let's go.
The distance make a little bit expensive, and
How long is the flight?
so the flight usually depends if you are making one stop, which means here in Columbus we have to make a trip to either FK, which is in New York, and you get a straight flight that can take about an average of 10 hours. Or you do from say Columbus to Washington, that can only take about average of 10 hours.
Okay.
So basically, about 13 hours or more, depending on the number of stops. If one stop, about 13 to 14 hours should be in Ghana.
Okay, that's because I heard some places take 24 hours. I think I was like, man, I can't do it like 20.
So that depends. So for instance, if you have multiple stops, say more than one stop, and then the overlay is longer period.
Okay.
Right. I like to just have no more than 2 hours really.
Okay.
You decide to go for a flight because probably you want to pay less and you have to stay at the airport for like half a day.
I can nope, not me.
And then you end up taking that long hours. Yeah. Or sometimes people fly from here through London or through Amsterdam before they fly to Ghana.
Okay.
That can elongate your travel time.
All right, Columbus, Ghana. I need help. Comment if are we going to Ghana this year or next year? Let's next year.
Ghana, unlike here, we are about to enter. You are now in fall, get into winter. Ghana, we don't have anything like winter.
Okay.
Like until I came here, I only see snow in a movie or television.
Yeah.
Until I got here in 2013. So you experience a good weather system there, good food, good hospitality, and all that stuff. And when it comes to investment, Africa is the future.
All right.
And Ghana is one of the places because cheap labor, we have a lot of unemployed graduates
Okay.
and all that stuff that make the environment very conducive for investment too.
You know, Okan, not music artist, Akon. As far as he from you, like, for
No, he's not
second
from
question is,
yeah.
who's a popular figure for Ghana outside of you? Like, who's?
I'm not popular in Ghana. Correct that. I'm not popular in Ghana. First of all, if you're talking about artists, then in Ghana we talk about Shatawale, we talk about Sarkodie, we talk about Stoneboy, and many more who are doing great.
Okay.
But when you talk about the most popular person, then of course the president of the day.
Okay.
At his recent UN assembly, the whole world applauded his speech because they think that he made some bold calls, which we all believe that others the world need to hear about Africa.
Awesome. So you'll tell us more.
Ghana is a country in West Africa and a population of about 25 million. It's a very young population with about over 55% of the population below the age of 30. So that's where I'm from. The first country to gain independence in Ghana. I mean, in Africa. And this is tied to who to independent Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. He said the independence of Ghana is meaningless unless the total liberation of Africa. We pride ourselves as the most peaceful country, very democratic system in Africa. A gold way to Africa, where anybody here who wants to experience life in Africa should think about Ghana. Yeah.
What's the major export in Ghana?
The major export in Ghana is gold, cocoa, and now we are also doing oil.
Okay.
So, Ghana is a very hospitable country with talented youth population where we have a lot of unemployed graduates so that people can tap into it when it comes to thinking about investment, where you can get cheap labor and raw materials.
How do you journey from Ghana to America begin?
Yes, so again, like I said earlier, after my service, my goal was to get admission to study outside Ghana. So before I won the lottery, I had gained admission to study in Scotland, petroleum economics, energy economics and finance. When I won the lottery to come here, I processed that. And if people don't know about the American lottery, it is a program that is done yearly, and people who win get the opportunity to go to the embassy for a visa interview. And if you're approved, you are given a permanent residence in another state. So that was a program that I won, and that's what brought me here.
Okay. Have you tried anywhere outside of Columbus? Like, have you stayed? Been to New York? Like,
I have to many states, but when you talk about state that I've stayed for maybe a longer period, Columbus was my point of entry in the first place. I came in 2013, went back the same year, returned the same year to Columbus. The following year, I traveled out of country. I went to Scotland to do a master's degree program there, and then traveled back. When I came back, I went to University of Akron, which is about 3 hours from here. I transferred to Indiana State, Ball State University, where I did another dual master's there. From there, I moved back to Columbus. But aside, I traveled to Maryland, Virginia, New York, New Jersey, and so many others, Chicago, either for job training or...
I'm from Chicago, you know that, right?
Yeah, it's like TTV. I think I love it there, though. There are some parts of the city people talk about, but yeah, it's a great city.
Okay.
I love it there.
So how many degrees do you have? You said bachelor's and master's. Like, what's...
Honestly, I had a natural science from Ghana. I had a master's in petroleum, energy economics and finance from Scotland, Aberdeen. And I had a dual master's. That's a master's in natural science and statistics at Ball State University in Indiana, and currently pursuing my PhD in information system management.
All right. So you're not any. Do you play chess? Anything outside of that, like soccer? Like what? Actually, tennis or...
I don't. I'm not a sporty player. The little bit of game I do is soccer, but not professional footballer. But yes, that's what one I like to do. And hanging out, and yeah, basically those are the things I like to do outside school and then work.
All right. Awesome. So how can individuals use their foreign credentials in the United States for educational purpose? Like, you came in with previous educations. Like, what experience, what advice can you give people that are now in that position?
Yeah, so it's a little bit of if you had your, say, tertiary education outside Ghana and then move here, or you want to move here. But I'm just going to explain this, how this works. If you are an immigrant or you're outside the US and you want to come here through, say, education or through employment, and talk about education aspect first. For the US education system to be able to compare the system of education here, credential, to that of yours that you are coming with, because they have no clear idea your academic structure, course content, and all that stuff. You need to evaluate your transcripts. Now allow them to compare to what they have here, how strong your academic background is, to be able to compare you to other applicants to see whether you are merit admission or you are very competitive compared to your peers. So there are evaluation organizations. I'll mention a few. We have World Education Service, which I popularly have used very often. We have EC, among so many other evaluations that you need to evaluate your transcript. That way it can be compared to the academic standard here, based on which they will use that to compare you to other applicants to be able to offer you admission. Some schools require you to go through that professional evaluation bodies, but others don't really mind. They have an internal unit that can evaluate foreign transcript to be able to compare that, to make a decision whether or not to grant you an admission. So if you're outside and you want to come here to study, that is what you need to do. Evaluate your transcript first, so that when you apply, it's easy for them to compare your foreign credentials to those who had their bachelor's. And then if it's about employment, it depends. So for instance, if you're a nurse outside the US and you want to come and work here as a nurse, they have a board exam they call NCLEX.
Okay.
You need to study, first of all, transcript, get to the standard here, give you that permission or a P that will enable you to register and write the NCLEX exams. It can be written both with inside and outside the US, depending on where you are. And when you pass, that will allow you to work here in the United States as a nurse. If you are, say, a medical doctor outside the country, you can come and go through some courses, write the med board exams and that kind of stuff. That will allow you to practice here within the US as a medical doctor. So depending on your professional background or career path, there's always a system you need to follow. Get your system evaluated or write an exams will allow you to practice here in the United States. They might not require if it's not professional. And people should take note of this. For instance, I have a bachelor's in natural science I have a master's in natural science, but I cannot call myself an actuary. You need to write a professional exams to, like an accountant. You need to write some to become a CPA, write professional to become an actuary. So if you have a foreign certificate in a field, and you are here and you want to be recognized as such, what you need to do is to sit down, write that credential exams, and when you pass, then you can now carry yourself with that title, and that can fetch you a job. They prefer more in professionalism than just going through the school, passing the course exams, and calling yourself a master's degree or a degree holder in an area.
So my question is, I don't know much about this. What language? Like, can you do it in your own language, or it has to be in English?
So mostly, for instance, if you studied in and your transcript is in China, they will tell you to provide a translation, right? A translation of that transcript in an English format so that they can easily understand and be able to interpret. So it depends. For instance, in Ghana, something like Nigeria, other francophone countries in Africa, our system is English, so you don't need that English translation. But if you study in a different language that is not in English, then you need that translation when you are applying for that evaluation or when you're applying to the school.
Okay. I'm not trying to be nosy, but when you did your transcript, like you had to do it in English. Like, how was it difficult for you?
It wasn't. They have to go apply, upload your certificate. You let the university where you had your bachelor's degree will mail your transcript to them. Now they can even upload it electronically system, and that they will just cross check, make sure it's coming from the right source, do their own thing, and within a week or two, they should be done and make a copy available. Then you can let them send a copy of that to the school you are applying, or a copy of it to the credential evaluation body or the employer who is requesting for evaluated copy. Once they see that, they can easily compare that to the standard here and then maybe make a decision based on that.
Okay.
It might cost a little bit. Sometimes budget about $260 to about $400 depending on the kind of evaluation you want.
For each paper?
Yeah, so it depends. They have kind of evaluation and just do an overall summary of evaluation. You can do course by course evaluation, right? And once the evaluation is also done, whom you want it to be sent to, how many people also determines how much you pay for delivery and all that stuff.
Okay. Awesome. So my uptake from you, I'm just a IT person, but you're focused on education. So what is education to you? Like, how important was it to help you? What's the value? Because some people they want to, it's like they're cutting down. Like, so what is the value of education to you?
First of all, I would say education is the key to success, they say, right? But personally, I believe when you find yourself in an environment where there are educational opportunities, it's not a bad idea to be able to advance yourself academically. It gives you more understanding, more knowledge, so that whatever you are going into becomes easier for you. Depends on the kind of career you want. If you want to be a professional in an area, then the way to become that professional, either a lawyer, a medical doctor, a physician assistant, whatever you want to need to go through that educational process, write the right exam to get that credential to be able to work with that kind of professionalism. If education is not for you, then it's not for you. But either way, study one way or the other to be able to get better at what you do.
Okay.
Right. And if you are, I always tell people, don't be too comfortable where you find yourself.
Okay.
People become complacent and comfortable where they are. They don't aim at either bettering themselves education wise, getting some certification that will earn them either promotions or thinking about changing job that will pay them better or give it better condition of service. I know, and sorry to say this, I know people I came and met in this country. And when I came, say I went to Walmart, my first job in the US was at Walmart as a cashier at Walmart. There are some people I came and met them there in 2013. And I still go there today and I still see them there. Right? 12 years down, they are still working at Walmart. I'm not saying the Walmart job is bad, but what I believe is that that person could have making a little bit of effort to get some certification or some little bit of education that could have earned him a better job that pays him better than Walmart to pay you.
Okay.
Right. So I met some people which I did before, right? And some of them I met them in warehouse. And when I was even leaving there for my first job at Chase as a compliance analyst, they thought I couldn't fit in. They thought I would be fired when I get there. All because they think that I couldn't use my education from Ghana to end up of a position. I didn't think I have enough knowledge or experience enough to work in that capacity, right? But I went there and I excel. So people come, they are limited in their thinking, they don't have bigger dreams, and they are comfortable wherever they find themselves, and they will stay there forever, which is one thing that I think we need to educate our community. Some people are here with master's degrees, first degrees, PhDs, and you see them in the warehouse, you see them as cleaners, you see them living. I'm not saying those jobs are bad, but what I'm saying is that when you are, can you aim higher, right? Get some yourself some little bit of and earn you a more decent job that pays you better with better condition of service. If you can do that, at least that can make some improvement in your life.
Okay, okay. So now my question to you, your siblings, your background, what helped you face adversity, like to America, like pushes you like every time, what helps you?
So that's a good question and takes me back from my origin, right? I'll say, fortunately and unfortunately, I was born to uneducated. My dad and mom didn't have the opportunity to go to school, so they couldn't even read and write. And being a Muslim, my dad was a Muslim. He married multiple wives, had a lot of siblings. We were born in a community, no light, no good drinking water, no roads and stuff like that. We used to walk like 6 miles to the nearest school. After the age of like 5, 6, I have to walk like miles to the nearest school and stuff growing up from that community. So luckily for me, I was recommended by my teachers that my dad should take me to the nearest city where I can get a better education. So that recommendation is where everything started rolling in for me. I came in and I didn't take it for granted. So I pushed myself, get a good grade from that basic level, went to high school, pushed myself, given where I was coming from the high school, I went to the university, pushed myself. So after the university, the whole idea was, okay, I want to travel outside to get to study, to do my master's, get foreign exposure, and come and build myself or get a better career. The time I got that admission to go and study in Scotland was the same time that I was lucky to win this lottery, and I have to manage the two. So what I did was defer my admission in Scotland, come process this lottery, settle in here, and then the next year I went there and studied and came back. So it's all has been determination, knowing where I'm coming from. And I didn't have like a sibling who was advanced to edge or to support me that much. It's all about the determination to succeed, reading more as much as I can read, and then just aiming bigger than and not feeling too comfortable where I find myself. As I sit here, I still think I'm not near where I want to be.
Okay.
It is my prayer that the good Lord will bless me with good life, long life, good health, and then study more and to make more impact in society.
All right, cool. So how do you get back to society? What activities do you do? That's how you became part of NOLA. Like, what do you do for?
Good. Again, given my background, I do feel I'm nowhere in yet. I'm not where I want to be, but I still need to support the people I come across. So I volunteer a lot in my community. Even here in Columbus, I've been involved in Ghana Council activities for a little bit. There's a program here we call Ohio Ghana Festival with Mr. Alfred and some other kids. We come to organize a festival where we are able to showcase the culture of Ghana here in Columbus. And then also as an existing Accra Columbus sister city relationship. At the same time, also encouraging investors who want to look back in Africa, especially in Ghana, to also go and invest there. We share culture, education, so many other stuff. So these are some of the things that I get myself involved a lot. Personally, I had an NGO called Charity Watch Foundation, and our goal is to also help the needy, the orphans, among other individuals we have in the community that need help. And I volunteer a lot to help. Things that I do, like taxes, insurance, different stuff. People run into issues every day. They call me to get advice. In an accident, what do I do? I got a letter from my IRS, what should I do? They run into different issues that I get calls all the time, and I sometimes offer this freely to people. There are times I need to charge depending on the nature of the issue that I need to deal with. So I kind of hear myself and I help where as much as I can because I believe you can be alone, right? You can't be alone. And then a lot of people need help. And if you can, you have to make yourself available to help your community.
All right, cool. So I didn't know about you business. So like, what advice would you offer to people starting off?
Yeah, so when you talk about business, yes, I have a number of businesses. I have an insurance agency called All Types Insurance, and I sell basically insurance. So I do life insurance, property and casualty, like your car insurance, homeowners, renters, and all that kind of stuff. I'm licensed for health, accident, and all that. So any of these insurance, if you call on me, I can guide you. Even if you're not against right, you know what to do. I have a logistic business. We move vehicles across the country. So we dispatch vehicles across the country. I also have a forwarding business where we help shippers who want to ship our things out country to their home countries. So Ghana, Nigeria, Togo, and all that kind of stuff. We arrange, get them container, they load their stuff, we process it through customs and get it cleared so that they can get their stuff in their home country quick as they can. So I do different stuff. I am currently working on a project where we want to get a syndicate, bring people together to invest in real estate, right? So that's something I'm working on now here in the US. To start with time, if we are able to grow bigger and bigger, then we can look at investment outside Ghana as well. But I'm also open to people who want to invest in Ghana, where I can guide them coming to place to go down there and invest. It's a place that I would say is not a bad idea to invest. But yeah, so if you are coming up, depending on where you are in life, right? I always say it's a good thing to have a good well-paying job, right? But instead of having, say, 2 jobs, which stresses you out, it's good to have one good paying job and in your spare time try to build a business on the side. Now it's easy to build a business with 21st century, with AI and all that kind of stuff. That's one of the things you don't have to do a lot. So for instance,
you'll talk about that AI. I'll let you finish, but yeah.
So when we talk about for instance, Amazon FBA, you can put that on Amazon well. Find a source of production where you can source it cheaply. Get it sent to Amazon warehouse. Amazon will do the posting, the selling, and everything for you, and then you get your profit as and when done. Right? You don't put in much; just have the idea, have a little bit of capital to throw in there, and it will start. So if you are working, the money is coming in. Save a little bit, make some money, and start to do some investment on one or the other. Sometimes you might not have, for instance, if you want to go into real estate, you don't have the money to build houses and rent out. You can, like a syndicate I'm talking about, you can invest in another company that is doing that business, more or less becoming a shareholder that pays out some dividend to you legally, right? So your money should work for you rather than to have your money sitting in the bank and not yield any good profit margins for you. So there are so many ways to do. Then you can, like I said, start a business on the side slowly. And when you're able to grow that business to a point that it can pay you as much as your job is paying you, then you can quit working for somebody and run your own business. I personally have been working for myself since 2017 just because I feel like there's a lot of things, service I can provide out there. So why not provide that service instead of going to work for somebody?
Okay. So you mentioned AI. We were like, what's your point of view of how you feel about AI, and you say you use it, so like give us some information about AI.
To make life easy, right? I know there is a downside of it, but it depends on how you use it, right? So, for instance, if I have to write a book, AI can help me write. Write smarter.
Right.
I can time with the help of AI than if I was doing without AI. Sometimes AI can help you generate ideas, right?
But you can't execute.
It can do a lot of things. One thing about AI, people who are new to it or who understand much is it's not human. It doesn't use human brain. It's usually based on data out there.
Right.
So the way you frame your question or whatever you want AI to do for you is how it's going to spit out for you. So you need to be guided, and then don't believe that AI information is 100% accurate. You need to know when this is coming from AI and when this is. You need to cross-check your facts you're getting from AI, and then add the human feature in it to better your destiny. AI can write emails can draft you an email, can help you draft a book, can do a lot of stuff for you. So with the help of AI, things that you'd have required 3 or 4 people to do, now one person can do it. Things that would have taken you a whole day to do, you can now do it in a matter of an hour if you really understand AI tools and how to use them.
All right. So you give us a lot of. So before you close, give what personal advice would you give our 15-year-old self? Like you here in America, let's say you wasn't born in Ghana, like you see people here in the community out here struggling, they cutting food stamps, all that stuff. Like, what's your advice for a 15-year-old person in society right now with all the situation going on?
Yeah, first of all, what I would say is I think An immigrant, I talk to my fellow immigrants first, or even anyone listen to us. If you're an immigrant, you're here in the US, the kind of friends you make, the kind of people you talk to, the kind of people you look up to defines the kind of life or the kind of personality you will be going forward. I say that because there are people, they get here and the person that received them here is working in a warehouse. And what they are made to understand or believe is that warehouse is the only place they can work. And they also work in that warehouse for the rest of their life.
That doesn't exist no more, but okay, I hear you. Go ahead.
Right? But if you are here and the person who received you, you come and the person is the MD for, say, a big corporation here in the US. The person tell you, hey, when I got here, I did 2 years in master's degree. I wrote this certification exams. I got this appointment. 2 years later, I got this promotion, and today I'm at this position. You know that can be done. He did it. Why not me? Follow those steps. And I believe sometimes wise advice given to you by a wise man or experienced person is worth more than 4 years degree in college. Going to school can help broaden your knowledge, your scope of understanding of things and doing things. But it's not, as we say, it's a key to success, but it's not all that you need. Sometimes you just need some basic connections, right? Which is networking. Good connections that can guide you to spot or identify good opportunities based on which you can build business out of, invest, do stuff that can help you grow easily. So let's connect with people that we aspire to be like them. Let's connect with people that have gained some experience that we want to have. And those people can be our guide, can be our role models that can lead us to success.
Okay.
If you don't do that, that is, you continue to struggle and stay where you are because you are not exploring to grow. If you're outside and your dream is to come to the US, if you have a bachelor's degree and you have a good GPA, my best advice for people is come through education. If you are here with education, after your master's degree or PhD, the chances, though the system now is a little bit shaky because of new rules, new policy, new leadership. But in the past, if you come here to study, the likelihood that you will finish, get OPT, and you will get an employer to sponsor your stay and all that stuff was high. And that was the way to go. If you come here illegally or you come here with a visiting visa and you don't want to go back, that makes your life kind of messy because then you're here illegally and life becomes tough. And I don't advise people to do that. But hey, that's not my place to advise people. So, and if you are here and you have foreign credential, like you're a nurse, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, whatever profession you were in before you come here, don't throw that in a dustbin. To go through this credential evaluation process or write a credential exam or certification that will allow you to practice or work here as a professional. People get here and they throw all that away and then just land on security, cleaning job, warehouses. I'm not saying those jobs are bad. What I'm saying is that you have what it takes to have a better job than that. So people should aspire to.
All right, you guys heard it here. So he said connect with people, right? So with him, we're going to Ghana. We're gonna grow online business. So hey, thank you for coming on. But just get some final words, like give us a quote that you want to end this video with, to share with the, you said immigrants. That's crazy. I didn't think about it. Your peers. There's different paths, but we get them to think like, what's the final words you want to fellow someone like you, but keep pursuing like.
Yeah, so first of all, I would say don't despise or underestimate small beginnings. Rome was not built in a day. If you have everyone should have a dream, should have a goal that you are pursuing. Stay focused to your dream. It wouldn't come so easily, it wouldn't overnight, but with a small beginning, little improvement over time, you realize as long as you don't give up. And then if you fail, doesn't mean that's the end of the road. Some people take your failure as a learning curve. Learn a better way of doing it next time. Go give it another shot and you will succeed. People shouldn't be comfortable where they find themselves. Don't be comfortable where you find yourself. Aspire for a better career or better life and don't be too comfortable where you find yourself. Get, like you said, network, get good networking. People you aspire, get role models of people you aspire to be like them. Learn their ways and how they get there so that you can use those steps to help you to grow. And when it comes to education, there's no end to education. To be continuous learning. The more you learn, the more knowledgeable you become, the more likely that you'll be successful. Knowledge is power. So if you stop learning, then that means technically you don't want to grow further. If you want to grow further, then you want to continue to learn. With all this, if you do all this, I believe you can get to where you want to go.
So you kind of said what I wanted to ask. You said your dreams keep going, like there's no failure. So my question was, you was in Ghana, like what was your dreams? Was it to America? Like what was your dreams?
Growing up, I never dreamt of coming to America. It wasn't my dream. In fact, I don't think if you had mentioned that to me during my college or high school that you'll be in America one day, I'd have doubted it because I didn't have a relative here or somebody there that I was looking up to or create that opportunity for me. I don't even know what it takes to even come here at the time. Right. My whole idea after my college education was to go and pursue my master's education and return home. Right. And then, fortunately, by the will of God, I won this lottery, right? So, but if you ask of my dream or goal, my next is to complete my PhD program. Once I do that, this syndicate idea I mentioned about getting people together to do an investment and see how best I can expand all the business I'm doing to a point that I don't have to work myself. And now I call myself self-employed, but that's not where I want to be. Where I want to be is to be an employer, right? So that I can look for more businesses and have people doing the job, making things happen. The idea is to get there and grow as much as I can. And I see the sky as a limit. It might take time, but I don't like my dreams to die out. So people just need to know what they want to do in life and then learn the path to that career or life they want for themselves.
Okay. All right. So thank you very much. Last one more time because you must like you fill with wisdom. So anyone culture shock.
Yes. So is now family system whereby you know your neighbor by name, you know your neighbor where he works, and you all live as one people, right? We have a system where we all go to work in the morning, come back in the evening, and everybody's at home.
Okay.
We don't have this 24-hour economy system. A spouse can be in the house that the husband is returning is when the wife is going to work. You don't see each other, you don't talk to your neighbor, and that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, when I got here, it was totally different. Same here, fast pace. Those are coming every month to keep working, to keep up with the bills. People have their personal individual goals that they are going after. Privacy, they are concerned. You don't know the name of your next door neighbor. That changing system from summer to fall to winter to spring. We don't have that in Ghana. And also the food is totally different than compared to what we have here. So when I got here in 2013, where we have a very bad snow that year, it was so crazy for me. But yeah, I have to adapt, learn, and unlearn things that I expected or thought before I get here. Before we here, there was when you win lottery and you come to America, before you get here, they have a house for you, they have a job for you that you just run into, and life will be rosary. People even believe that the government gives free money, free food, and all that kind of stuff. But hey, we got here and it's not as people thought. You have to come just to the system here. Changing in weather, food, the fast pace of the system. You need to work continuously just to be able to survive and keep up with the bills. Credit costs, credit score. You need to have a good credit to even get apartment in your name or be able to buy something expensive. Ghana, all those things doesn't work there. So these were kind of things that we need to learn and be able to cope and be able to and survive in the system.
All right. Tell us one personal story, a culture shock that you had. One personal one.
I came here and like I mentioned, until I got here, I never saw snow. I only see snow on a television or in a movie. And I got here in winter and I had to walk through the winter to work because I couldn't afford a car then. And I have to walk through snow to go to work and how frozen it was. At school back in Ghana, I've learned water freezes as 0 degrees Celsius. And you get here, temperature fall below 0 degrees, and you have to walk through that weather to work and walk back. Was, I would say, my worst experience those early days I get here. Anything else, I have to just that takes a scan, push myself through to where I am today.
Line that you want to say to close this video? Like, what's one quote that you like to?
My favorite quote is that the more I learn, the more I discover that the things I don't know, right? Sometimes you think you know until somebody or you read something that your mind to something that you never thought of. So that's why I believe in reading to attend lectures, seminars, and stuff like that. Because the more you learn, the more you get to know that a lot out there that you don't even know.
Okay.
And if you stop learning, then probably that's the end, or you're pausing opportunity for you to grow. So don't stop learning.
Okay.
Do not stop learning.
Right. I took it, feel it, I hear it. So any last thing you want to share? How do people find you? Where can people find you? Like,
Yeah, so mostly people will reach call direct cell number, which is 614-316-8407. 614-316-8407. But I have a lot of businesses on the website. I have all types insurance, all types as one word. Look me up. If you Google my name, there are a lot of things that you find online. She said to me, this is what I do. So you just type Edward Sumaila on Google. You should find a lot of things to read about me and the things I do. So if you are here in the US and you want to buy cars or ship stuff from here in the US to your home country, we are able to help in that process. If you are here in the US and you want to move your vehicle from point A to point B, and you reach out to us, we are able to help you do that. When it comes to taxes, any tax-related questions or preparing your taxes, you can reach out. If you want to, your insurance, if you have any insurance-related question, we can help you with that. And basically, we also help people with ticketing, a flight ticket. If you want to travel from point A to point B, we can also help you to get a cool ticket. So basically, I do all this stuff, and people can find me online. Just Google my name, Edward Smalley, find something that will bring you to me. Or my number again, 614-316-8407. You can easily reach me directly via text, via call, and I'll respond to you as quickly as I can.
okay, Mr. Edwards, you say you're not famous. You give me famous vibes, man. One stop shop.
But I'm not famous.
Alright.
Oh yeah, talk about pop. I don't think I'll come. I'm still growing, still crawling. Hopefully, I'll be able to grow to where I want to be.
All right, awesome. Thank you. Appreciate your need. I'm done with.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate what you're doing, and we will continue to support what you are doing, and I appreciate this, and I pray that you're able to grow this business as well.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Smithsonians, we're going to Ghana. Get ready.
Get ready and let's go to Ghana.